Go.
Hi, my name is Wyatt Stringer. I'd like to thank you all for coming. Today's speech is going to be about golf club technology, specifically the driver, and how it's changed over the past decade. You see we have several drivers here, and I want to show you how the equipment manufacturers are making golf more accessible to all skill levels. So, we'll begin with an early 2000s driver. This is the Bridgestone J33. It has all the typical components of a golf club: head, graphite shaft, which is much lighter than steel, and a grip. As you can see, this is a very traditional club face. But it's big. It's 460 cc's, which are cubic centimeters. This pertains to the entire volume of the club. It's the largest allowable by the USGA, which is golf's governing body. Now, let's take a look at another driver from the same era. This is a Cobra L5V. Now this would probably appear to be larger than the Bridgestone, but it's not. It's still 460 cc's. But what Cobra did was flat, shallow out the face and elongate the back. Now this was their idea to make it more aerodynamic, which would increase speed in the club head. The Cobra driver also uses composite materials, which are different kinds of metal in the driver to make it lighter than the Bridgestone. Lighter, they figured, equaled faster, which equals longer. So now, let's look at the biggest revolution in technology of the mid-2000s. This is another Cobra S2, but for the first time, the club is adjustable. So, the club head being still 460 cc's, not much change there. But now, golfers had the opportunity to change the face angle at address. Neutral, being square; closed, being a little bit shut; and open, being open. Now what that would do is change your ball flight of your shot. An open would produce a left to right ball flight, or a fade, preferable among the game's better golfers. Now, the closed would produce the exact opposite, a right to left, or a draw, which would really help the average golfer, because most golfers tend to slice the ball, which is left to right too much. So this would actually straighten out a player's ball simply by turning the shaft. So, let's move on to a 2010 model. TaylorMade Rocket Balls, RBZ. Again, has the same three components: graphite shaft, grip, and club head. But the first thing you'll notice about this is the head is white, where the previous were all black. Now what TaylorMade did here was they created a white head and a black face that would help with aligning the driver to the ball. They felt that this was easier for the eye. Now, let's look at the adjustability components of a rocket ball. You still have your standard open, closed, and neutral setting, but they also added higher, lower, and standard. So now not only could you change the face angle, you could change the loft, which means the trajectory of the ball. So now you can make the ball go higher or lower, or you could keep your standard loft. This helped immense amount of players who hit the ball too low or too high. This would allow them to get more roll or more carry or wherever they need it. Now, let's move on to the Adams, the Speedline. This is today's most cutting-edge driver. As you can see, it still has the same three components: club head, grip, graphite shaft. And, like TaylorMade, Adams changed the color of the club head to silver with a black face. They felt that this was more appealing for alignment than the white. Okay. Now they also have open, closed, standard. They also added up, which is upright, which would also help a golfer who fought a slice hit it more of a right to left or draw. Now, put this down. This is the same piece as that, but I'll also show you that it has -1 and +1, so you can also change the lofts on this one. Now, this is their largest technological breakthrough. These two screws. This is your standard screw that would come and lock the club head in place. This one is slightly longer, and when inserted, into the adapter, it would actually make the club head, the club length, half an inch longer. So now you can control your height, your trajectory, and the overall length of the club without changing the grip or the shaft or anything, just changing this little screw. And finally, what Adams did was make different weights. See that? And these weights, the heavier one is in this one right now, but if I want to go to a lighter weight, I just use my wrench to take this weight out and insert this one. Again, the idea is lighter equaling faster. In conclusion, I hope you all saw how equipment manufacturers are trying to help the average golfer correct their swings without tedious time on the range and expensive instructors. And through equipment only, they feel that they can straighten out your bad golf shots. Thank you very much.
Well done.